Below there, you'll find terms and conditions, right?
Yeah.
Having terms and conditions, it tells you that once you say you accept terms and conditions, you accept you have to read that, right? Any responsibility that has been stated there, you accept that.
Yeah.
Then that says give you a choice. If you say now, I want to have a kid, you're willing to take responsibility for that before even you have a plan on how you're going to raise that kid or maintain that kid.
Exactly.
So that's critical to have that on its own.
Exactly.
You've just stepped into An Empty Street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just two curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
In 3, 2,
1.
in 3,
2.
1.
We're rolling.
yeah.
Welcome to the Empty Street Podcast
We're live.
We back yet again.
with another one.
We
Hope
added
you're all
back
good.
in. Yeah.
Hope you're all good.
So hope everyone uhleli kahle la khona nemnandi.
Yeah, ngoba thina sihlalanga right ito.
Ngijulile.
Thina sihlalanga right. Like sihlezi la ngomusa wemvula. Sihlezi la ngomusa wemvula. If it's up to the rain.
Yeah, it's
shine.
prayers.
Yeah, if it's up to the rain, then
prayers.
curtains closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
Wena
suspended.
bathi hayi labantu abacontrol imvula manje bayigaya ama-intern ingama-intern khona la
abasakwazi ukuthi hayi
manje
bayalena le
bayabambi kahle. So that's why inamasimba.
Ukulahla isignal phela. Itukine la ngamela ngine khona.
But hayi we
see,
gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah.
I guess.
it's not gonna stop us, no? It's not gonna stop us. Same way you don't get stopped in Panamoda.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
You know ukuthi amakumele wenze izinto akumele wenze izinto. Yangithola ukuthi even today as uyi-parent doesn't matter ukuthi une situation ukuthi awunamali unemali, but if isende selivukile
Livukile.
so you just want to so try and ubuya futhi life doesn't matter you have a condom, you don't have it, you just want to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your take on like parenthood and like the whole state of just procreation?
Yeah.
What do you think the generations that follow us, because I mean we've already lived through, like, I wouldn't say everything, but we've lived through quite a number of things, you know. We slowly reaching our 30s.
Yeah.
So I would say we stepping into a different age group.
Sure.
What I want to know is, like, do we think as young adults, nah,
Yeah.
do we still think that having a huge family is the way to go about living a life? Okay, so that there's obviously a lot of reasons towards you having a big family.
But we should look at that. It's been inherited throughout this mentality of and back then it was very valid because it was the time whereby we just wanted to populate.
Sure.
Yeah, one. There's something even in the Bible where God says Zalani Nande. Yeah, one. So isn't it essentially they go way back when we were still few as the human race. So our mission was to replicate, procreate. Yeah, one. So that we have bigger communities.
Yeah.
But now when you look around, we already have bigger communities.
We're already
What's
overpopulated,
another?
though.
Yeah. So what's
Overpopulated.
so I usually challenge them to we are
Overpopulated,
overpopulating.
yeah.
What number should we be anyway?
I think it's relative to the amount, like it's
how much
relative
we
to-
can consume and how much we can damage
and
in this planet.
and what is there to settle into, like the establishments that are already there for you to actually sit inside of.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
Makes
So
sense.
if all we looked at was land, then obviously we're not overpopulated, because there's a lot of land that can still be structured into settlements and all of that. I understand. So my take in terms of like overpopulation is good, like built structures like houses and all of that, all those kind of settlements are already
Resources
over.
as well.
Yeah, and it's already overpopulated. So there's 10 people living under one roof, dude.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is overpopulated. If you living in like a 5-bedroom house and need 10, that's too many people.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that to me is overpopulation. But if we consider land that is not being occupied, that is just sitting there waiting for a mine or whatever other business, then we're not
We
overpopulated.
haven't overpopulated
Yeah,
the
so-
planet. Okay, yeah. So I just wanted to ask that one, but
Yeah.
now it makes sense when you put it that way. But yeah, the main reason back then to procreate was to create these communities. But now we already have these communities, and as you are saying, sesigcwele manje sesibaningi in these communities that we currently have. So we should come back now and redefine why we should say ukuthi mina ngikhulisa isibongo, mina
I just want a big family.
I just want a big family. Like, why? Looking at the standard
of living at the
manje,
moment, yeah.
why would you want a bigger family? You see unemployment rate. Why would you still want a bigger family? Why would you still say mina ngifuna umntana? There's already thousands, if not millions, of kids who are homeless.
True.
Thousands and or hundreds of kids who are in homeless shelters, who are in what's this?
Orphanages.
Orphanage in institutions and all of that. So why would you want to come back with another kid that there's a very high possibility now which they would run and go and be homeless because abantwana bamanje abalaleli and they don't want abafuna no. So why would you contribute to that knowing possibilities? And looking at the dreams that we have as people and having a kid actually meaning ukuthi you'll get there slower. Why would you want to still have a kid?
To answer that, akusinto as siphila no, akusinto evese yavela now. Ifana nesihlahla esosibona sinje, it's coming from somewhere, right? As nathi siphila kanje, whatever basic information esiyaziyo is from our own parent, right? People who raised us. So sithola that. So I think that's foundation to everything, right? Then mawuthi abuya manje uyachecka. Most people abanye abanabo abantwana, then we have those ones maybe who have planned to have kids, right? They make sure that they're stable financially, they're stable mentally, they're stable even physically, like to welcome the
new
new
life,
member of
the family.
Right? But now we find those ones who are not even ready in any part of this. Then they're living with this thing that they've been taught by their parent, that in order for you to say Sisonke, you are a man, you need to show us something. And what is it that you have to show us?
A newborn.
To have a kid, right? In order for you as part of a community to consider you as a woman, you need to be able to give
bear
birth.
kids.
You understand?
Yeah.
So into ebekiwe leyo ku community as a poster ela, in order for you to fit there, you have to make sure you have this.
Yeah.
So akusi into ukuthi uyayenza nje, but i-pressure ikhona la emqondweni wakho wazi ukuthi in order for me nami ukuthi ngikhona ku-community ukuthi ngibonakala, especially as isayimenshina ku episode 8 sikhuluma ngayo ukuthi as umjida ama-pressure sifejana nawo abhaya, and this is part of the pressure sinayo ukuthi in order as a man to be a man enough, I have to produce.
Yeah.
If I can't produce, I'm not a man enough, even in a house, in my own family, even in a community. That's why uzothola even abomagogo bakutshela ukuthi hey kanti usilethela nini umzukulu.
Yeah.
That's the pressure on its own. That's the pressure. Buka now yasho ukuthi ish. And I just only to find out deep down we have what you can produce.
Yeah.
Because now we have ways we can find out can you produce or
Yeah,
you can't.
cannot.
Right. So uyakhona ukuthola into ezikanjalo. So uyabona ukuthi okay, izinto esinazo lezi sense ukuthi today sibe nabantwana without considering the fact ukuthi can we afford them.
Yeah.
Right. So siba nabo ngalawo ma reasoning, abanye baba nabo nala ma reasoning ukuthi especially ladies, you want to find a meaning to life. Because other people, they don't have meaning to life. They need something that they can own.
Yeah.
Once they own that, they know they're living for that. Without that, they don't have a meaning to life. They have nothing
So
to
like
live for.
a life-changing experience.
Yes. So they need that in order for them to say, shit, I have to wake up. As akusulo umuntu ongasho ukuthi, sure, umjida nje right ukhulile right now, you're about to reach 30, and you see ukuthi impilo yakho yazi ukuthi ufuna ukuya kuphi. In the morning, you know you have to wake up by 5 o'clock. And you know what I have to work out for myself, right? So omunye umuntu akusulo umuntu ukusho ukuthi mina I have to wake up for myself, but I have to wake up because hey, there's someone who's
I have no choice.
Yeah. So there's no choice. There's the pressure now. So as ingabani, that's why unothola even in my interview, but are you able to work under pressure? So we have those individuals who says I need to work under pressure. You need to have kids in order so that I can work. So in order for me to push, I just need to push myself for myself. Because I have purpose, I have things that I want to achieve before even I die. Not because I have a family behind. I have people that I need to feed, but I have myself to feed. I have my own desire that I want to feed. So izinto ezibhayo ibona ukuthi amanye ama-factors avelayo, but at the end of the day, foundation is everything for us. And if mawuthi ya-check now, as pay attention kule zinto abasifundisa zona ukuthi hey, manje lezi zinto lezi basifundisile zona as besikhuluma ngayo episode 9, basikhuluma ngale zinto ukuthi manje now let's say we decide ukuthi okay, let me have kids, right? So now abantwana then so yabathola, but now ama-lessons owafundile back then uyawathatha na ubone ukuthi okay, now azokhona ukungisebenzela now because we have to adapt, right? Now this is new life.
Sure.
Into ezisebenzile back then, we can work some of them, but not all of them. We need to take them and readjust them to make sure that we move on forward. And more khona understand le and una le concept kanjalo, we will understand ukuthi once you have a kid, you should not fix the kid, but you should raise the kid and make sure you raise an open-minded kid. So that when they reach that spot, they know what they should take what you told them
and
apply it with what they think, right? They will make sure that they survive when they go there. So I think if you are problem ibada and mama reasons ukuthi today sinabantu abaku the same age group nathi, they're still having kids, whereas sinabantwana bangasikhono singakhona ukuthi sibanike life. And the into esifostayo ukuthi sinalento ukuthi in order for you to be a parent, you need to parent your own blood. Kanda hispane kanjalo. To be a parent, you can parent a child that is not your blood. That's why unokuthola la endleleni ubona umntwana akhala. But if you are a parent, you can feel the pain of that child.
The kid,
Right. So wena mawuzosho kanjalo, that means if uthola umntwana ekhona indawo yakhala, then I'm like, it's not my blood. So but
I guess that's where that saying comes from, which it takes a community to raise a kid, a child. I mean, that child is not only gonna be raised in your eyes, but in the eyes of your community as well. You know, because magaphuma endlini, uphuma hamba nabangani bakhe, and magahamba nabangani bakhe uyodlula lapha amakhelwane, whoever it is, and if they see that whatever this kid is doing is outside of what is known as right, then obviously they also have sort of a bit of right to reprimand them with, yeah, what you guys are doing is not right.
Sure.
And just try to do things a bit better, you know?
Definitely.
So I guess that's where I just wanted to just squeeze that bit of information in. But for me, I feel like where I'm at the moment is a place where I don't want to rush into like procreating and having a kid, knowing that I can't really support that kid as much as I would want to. You understand? Because at the end of the day, everybody wants the best for their kids, you know?
Yeah.
You want your kid to be a better reflection of yourself, you know, if not the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So if you know you don't have the resources to actually make all of that happen, then how are we then supposed to like survive as me, the parent, and you, the child? And how are you then going to look at me being the provider? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want my kid or kids to come home and feel like, yo, what am I going home to? You know? But these are realities that we go through.
Sure.
You know? And I feel like some are avoidable, you know, especially when it comes to like the number of kids we actually want. You understand?
Yeah.
Like
the number is unrealistic.
Yeah, because sometimes we sometimes want big families. You understand? But when you look at the reality faced, it doesn't really make sense. You understand? Especially in the standard of living right now, things are way too expensive. You understand?
Yeah.
You can't
And we've been told about family planning.
Sure.
You understand? So why don't we then try to plan then how we want that to happen? I mean, it sounds good on paper. Yeah, but what I'm saying now sounds good on paper. But put it into practice is a different story. Yeah, so I can say family planning now, and then tomorrow here I am with the kid. You know, I didn't plan any of that.
And what's the reason behind saying family planning? Then here I am with the kid.
I basically think
it's ignorance, though.
Irresponsibility.
Yeah, ignorance falls under being irresponsible.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not like you're not aware. In that moment, you are very much aware of what you're doing, dog. Yeah, in that moment, you know what you're doing, and you know when you're about to reach climax, dog. You know,
and you know like from the beginning, when you have sex, you know that sex means babies.
Yeah, bottom line.
Bottom line. Yeah. Whether you have a condom, whether you are on a contraceptive, you know that having sex means babies, because all these things are not 100%.
Yeah.
Condom may bust, and contraceptives are not 100% at all. So it's basically, I don't know, irresponsibility and putting forward the pleasure that we feel when
more than being responsible.
It's
so you're being negligent. Because you know you can always either pull out, or you can, I mean, even with the rubber on, dog, you can still pull out. So it's not like that is now a safety net. Okay, I'm safe here. You know, because even with rubbers on, there's cases where people actually fall pregnant. You understand? So for me, it's a thing of just being aware, even in that state, even though you're drowning in that pleasure, dog. Be in the right mind. Be in the right mind to know that, you know what, I'm not ready. And then you just put out. Dog.
Yeah, it was the way even if you feeling
because it's an intense feeling.
And I say feeling of feeling for instance, as a guy, when you ejaculate, you can ejaculate outside.
Yeah.
It's not as pleasant as ejaculating
Inside. But because you know where your mind lies, it boils down to being responsible.
Yeah.
So you're gonna put what is right over your own pleasures. And that's where it boils down to you putting what is right or what you think is right over your own pleasures.
Ngikumbula omunye umjida doing grade 7. Grade 7. Ngikumbula aprekisa ne.
Grade 7, Joe.
Grade 7.
Yo. You haven't seen anything. Next.
So grade 7.
Oh shit.
Grade 7 waprekisa lo mjida. So watoka aprekisa and then what aprekisa upresa umntwana ka grade 6.
Yo, even worse.
He went back.
Amachitara flanga
Umntwana ka grade 6. So bezile bo bese bazomlanda etasini.
Yeah.
Bayavela le ameneri before bamlanda then awuzokhuluma naye embuzo ukuthi enothi wenzeni yathula ameneri uthi uhlabile ithi ngihlabile ameneri ithi okay so manje hospital condom ameneri yakuthola awushaya leso suka lapho uthi isikota ameneri yazi ngishayeka yi1.
How many times does it take?
Baningi ndoda so yena the way besho ngakho but you could understand yabona njengaye understand as a kid as a parent wakhona understand ukuthi
show many
yeah menero wakhona understand as a parent ukuthi sure I do understand as you usho lento le ukuthi maybe ungazi ukuthi wenzani angithola wena into boyicabanga ukuthi amangifakile nje but ngaleso sikhathi I think the way already typical example ukuthi if you already go there and without a condom what would happen right so I feel like somehow he knew just he decided to be ignorant of it right so but that guy
most of us do most of us do choose to be ignorant about it and to be like to just ignore it to ignore the fact that we know that we can make someone pregnant
everyone knows as long as you have went to a school and but you say life orientation you know life science you know
and life orientation from grade 4 grade 4 right
I think I think so
grade 4 and go grade 4 aren't by
lapho satellite
but when you reach grade 6 that's where it get in
lapho you even do the anatomy of a male the anatomy of a female
so you already understand good what happens when you get there but then lemchide the way asho ngakhona yena even makasho vele mina wambuza ukuthi manje waqhama wocabangani mina ngizoba umnandi obunye ngangwana so umbona ukuthi umuntu okebe kayenza lento but azange understand
ukuthi uyihamba
and enye into ebuye be problem ukuthi as much as aqhama ayikho lesini wayithatha la wangithola bekunalento ukuthi okay ngichamile ngabhekisa umuntu but lo bumnandi kunalento kusho ukuthi nayi problem lobumnandi so it's something ongakhona ukuthi you repeat because now I'm sure izinhleli la kunabotshele navana abachamela and wabuye wayisola bheka shit bangamelanga ngichamela and waphini wakhona umuntu wamshaya wamchamela futhi again and asira niyavuma noma
nah for me dog I think I have a different experience when it comes to that for most of my life I would say I would always use a rubber but even with the rubber I would still pull out because I wouldn't trust the rubber so I would even with the rubber on I would still pull out
so you've been doing that 100%
that was me that was me
100%
I don't want to tell you lies dog I don't want to tell you lies dog so for me into like having a kid was something I feared
so ukwazi camera inside
I have
so now if you got camera inside you understand the feeling of
I understand but still I still go back to what is safe rather than my own pleasure.
So now you're saying with once you are about to come, you always bring that conscious mind. Say with hey.
That's why I'm saying you have to be aware, dog. You have to
and
be
it's
aware.
possible, and it's very possible.
Ntwana, you have
It's
to be.
very possible.
Nah, you still aware. The fact that you're feeling that pleasure approaching.
It was necessary for you
yeah.
to do those moves.
Dog, the fact that you feel that climax coming, dog. That is
Still there.
that is evident
Still
enough
there.
ukuthi you're actually aware. You understand?
No, I
So ukuthi wena akwazi uphuma is I find that being an excuse. It's an excuse ntwana. Ngoba even with the rubber on, being phuma mfethu. Being phuma ntwana.
Damn, dog, we-
Phuma evatini boy.
Yazi into engiyi-understandile this week about i-decision le ayenzile.
Yeah.
Ukuthi I wanna as isiphila kunama experiences iswathulayo along the way, right? Then sikhona ukuthola amanye obonayo ukuthi sure impact yawo ikushayile, right? But wayithatha lightly waba ignorant then wabona ukuthi okay hayi maybe ngithatha lawo mali esini, but kuba nenye ukuthi la uhleli khona escape you know ukuthi ne-experience owake wayithola and you know ukuthi you will never want yourself ukuthi ube there again wangithola. So I'm not saying ukuthi maybe ukwaba nalento ukuthi wa
Like
face a situation ukuthi ukuthi maybe waprikisa someone then waba something but most of the time siba nalento ukuthi in order for us to reach that point ukuthi
something must happen.
sibe nalento ukuthi ayingahlangana nomunye uJerry anangachama then wafika nalento ukuthi manje sengimprikisile then wangikhozela enye havoc maybe kwamele kwenze ngenza izinto ezibhaya ukuthi found out ukuthi azange ngimprikise. That's where now that's
I realized ukuthi
fuck I have to make sure ukuthi every day
every stroke
I'm making
every stroke wow
every counts. So you understand am awusaselendo ukuthi so uyenza nje uyangithola. So I think as at the end of the day as human beings we need to reach to that point ukuthi izinto silena in a hard way. Because in a
I think
easy
it's
way,
part of our nature to want to go through
a life-changing
all the
experience.
hardships.
But
the
why
life-changing
do we always have to
experiences.
find meaning before we actually get that drive to doing things better?
I don't have an answer to that. The only answer I can give to you is that that's how we are.
Just how we wired.
That's how we are as human beings. We always want something that will affect our psyche so that we can be able to wake up and do things differently. For instance, look at how things have been happening. It's been happening for years. Lendo, children get born unintentionally or they were never planned.
We can look at teenage pregnancy.
Let's start with me, man. I wasn't planned. I don't know about you. Were you planned?
I don't know, bro. I don't think so.
Were you planned?
I don't think I was
Most
planned,
of
bro.
us,
When I looked out, man, when I look at that chain, I wasn't planned. Just fell from the sky.
As human beings. Most
and
of
we take
us.
it personal.
That's personal because we want to feel special. There's no reason to feel special about it, but most to us plenwanga.
Sure.
And we are doing the exact same things that our parents did. We are having children that are unplanned and we call them blessings. Blessings that we didn't ask for. So it doesn't make sense for me. And I know that I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it, for saying that, because I want to have children and children are beautiful, I won't lie.
Family planning
shit, but most of the children that are born today and still going forward are unplanned.
True.
Go to high schools and you're gonna see pregnancy rate. Those children were not planned, and we prioritize pleasures pleasures that, for instance, there are some times that I just sit down and think about sex and be like, there's only one moment of sex that I enjoy most of the times. It's that
climax
part, and that climax part, how much does it last?
It's a segment, bro.
and I'm willing to sacrifice that
And it can
for my
take
and
the
for
whole
something
life.
permanent.
Your whole life for a
For
second.
something as permanent as a child. No, man, I think we should be doing better as human beings. But now the thing is,
That's the
it's
point.
it's redefining the reasons why we should be procreating now, and looking back, Uguti, what were the reasons of all this procreation thing and encouraging people to have children?
Yeah.
Now the reasons should be different, and we look at what's working.
Totally
Back then, these
different,
people
yes.
went on hunting. These people had gardens. These people had fruits
True.
that they planted. Now we have to work physically and mentally so that
sustain
we
our
can
living.
to sustain our living and to be able to raise these children, because they also demand a lot of time.
True.
So we should be redefining the reasons why we should be having kids. I mean, most of us are not financially stable at all, and we're not even close.
Yeah.
We're not
Especially-
even close
Especially stable enough to raise a kid.
to raise a kid.
Yeah.
dog.
Raise
To
someone
a
that
kid.
is like a newborn until they old.
And looking at it, abantu who already have children manje bazokutshela ukuthi ku-easy ukukhulisa umntana, you don't even need that much. Umntana uzodla lento oyidlayo. Umntana uzokhona ukumkhulisa maybe umntana maybe 500 per month or 1000 per month. Yabona zonke lezo zinto. It's people who already have children bazokutshela lezo zinto. But when you look at it, are you actually raising a child that's going to have an impact in our society, into changing things and putting them in a good mental space,
Or just another
or in
number.
a good psychological state for them to be the best performers in our society, so that the human race actually improves? Because that's another thing we should be looking at. We shouldn't be just popping out kids for the sake of it,
numbers,
and to show that, oh, I'm fertile. It's no longer about that, man. Like, if ever lo muntu engijola naye I'd find out ukuthi they are infertile, there wouldn't be even a pressure ukuthi I'm going for someone infertile because I want kids. It would be like, okay, cool, that's chill.
Yeah.
So let's just go and take another kid that is just what's the word? The word is not coming. Let's just take another kid who doesn't have parents, for a lack of a better word, and have an impact on that kid's life so that they can be able to have a contribution in our society. This thing, Yoguti, we having children like no one's business just for the sake of it, and looking at it, it's not like we're planning this
sport,
kid.
It's sport, no. Sport,
competition.
No. So we sport.
And this thing, like my pressure is Yoguti, oh, I'm gonna hit a wall for females. Yoguti. I'm gonna reach menopause by 30. Menopause now has been it's been extended to 35, ne?
I think.
Yeah,
between those numbers.
So now by 30 you get these women, they call them rebby babies. The women that uzothi uhlangana naye and they tell you from the get-go ukuthi bona bafuna umntana. Like, ufuna umntana on what grounds? Are you looking to have a kid? Are you looking to have a kid that you're gonna raise alone and so that you can pull up the single mother flag? Like, why do you want a kid? Aren't you looking at the factors that you should be analytical of the person that you should be procreating with? Because that's more permanent than the actual marriage that you want. So those kind of things, man.
As the point la yenzayo mayizoza to a point ukuthi as women having a kid,
sure,
but you don't considering the fact that what do you have, zonke lezi zinto lezo kumele you consider. But now I think there's one situation le ngakutshela yona about some women wanting a kid, right? Ngathi understand mangimbuzo why do you want to have a kid? Wangitshela indaba zokuthi is reaching the menopause, so she feel like, and she's having a problem with the womb, so she feel like she won't be able to have kids, so she's in a rush to have kids.
Yeah.
So now she just want to have a kid. right? So as much as lento lezenzeka, so manje ufuna umntwana akasaconsider anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Accept that.
Akasaconsider anything. So manje into ayibheka yi-one ukuthi okay, right now I just want to have a kid.
Yeah.
So mawumbheka, okay, sure.
Yeah, we apologize for the technical glitch. Imvula veyina, we had to run.
Yeah.
But now we're back.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think we're not too silly.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, Guti, as I was talking about this other lady, she didn't consider all the facts, Guti, as I reach a menopause, and now she's wanting to have a baby, and as azoba nomntwana akabheki lama fact ukuthi sure ngizoba nomntwana, and am I stable enough to have a kid? Am I emotionally ready? Am I even financially ready? Right? Am I even ready to have a kid? Well, as well, what you said, you even said she's even ready to sustain the relationship.
Yeah.
With the actual father of the child.
With the actual father of a child. So it becomes even a problem because she didn't even have that talk with herself before even she considered it. She just wanted to have a baby. And I felt like as much as she has a reason behind, but the reason for me is not substantial enough to say, okay,
this is
sure.
the reason why.
Yeah. That one, even if it now is boils down to me to say, okay, I can consider that. I can even give you part of my seed to say, go and have a baby, right? But I felt like, nah. She doesn't have a reason enough because now we have all this science that we have. Like they can help you to have a baby. Doesn't matter which age you can reach, right? They can help you. So now, ikon kukutshela ukuthi abantu as last figure khona sinalento ukuthi we just want to have kids. Right? We just want to have kid without considering ukuthi okay, umntwana masozoba naye iziphi izinto ezo affecta ngayo.
Sure.
Right? We just want to have kid, and I'll check ukuthi today mazoba naye financially already, and izinto esichekayo as abantu besimama, they just want to feel whatever lendlela abafila ngayo ukuthi I have something that I can control, I have something that I can wake up for. Right? As you mentioned before, Wuti, having that reason to say, if we're no more, you can't wake up for your own self. If you can't find a purpose within yourself.
Yeah.
But now having a kid is a fulfillment purpose in your life. It's a complete puzzle. Wuti. Okay, now I know what I have to wake up for.
Yeah.
But now you are we now freedom when you actually are waking up for someone else, because now it's not like you have a choice. You are obliged to wake up and do something for that person. You actually feel the pressure, and you're gonna take each and every job that you get out there, whether they treat you like shit, whether they abuse you, like for the sake of that kid. Manje, it doesn't make sense. Even Amachita always do the mistake now. Yeah, one.
Yeah.
Yoguti, babe careless enough ukuthi umuntu enza umntana based on ama emotions. Ukuthi ufila ngale ndlela manje ukuthi I just wanted to see ukuthi am I able to make a kid, or afake the pressure back at home ukuthi manje seka yenza lento intentional so that kube nomntana that he knows that he's not ready for.
Sure.
So that way it's a problem, because now you don't have the freedom. For instance, if you actually plan for it, you can actually do have the freedom. You're going to say, okay, I've planned. I know I have this amount in my bank account that's going to cover 20 years to 30 years of this child. Yeah, one. Until they are on the right ground. You
can take care of themselves.
Yeah, to take care of themselves.
Yes,
but now, Tina, Asna.
And on top of that, it's not about even before planning. I feel like you had a choice.
Yeah.
Right? As Lendo Lebe nkuluma on episode 9. Le yuguti. Let's say there is a vision 2.0, right? Having a vision 2.0, it says, do you want to download it now, later, or cancel it, right? Then after, let's say you want to download it now, below there you'll find terms and conditions, right?
Yeah.
Having terms and conditions, it tells you that once you say you accept terms and conditions, you accept you have to read that, right? Any responsibility that has been stated there, you accept that.
Yeah.
Then that says give you a choice. If you say now, I want to have a kid, you're willing to take responsibility for that before even you have a plan on how you're going to raise that kid or maintain that kid.
Exactly.
So that's critical to have that on its own.
Exactly.
So it comes down to that. So in this even is I just want to have kid for the sake of having a kid for my you have experienced that.
Yeah.
If like we have been honest now, you have that ukuthi umamako wanted you to have a kid, so that was uyakhula and abometi the way bakhula ngakhona basizalile nebasikhusile, they also before they die they wish to hold our kids,
grandkids,
young. So right now, as much as akufisa lowo, but it's not about her, it's about you.
True.
Exactly. And I ended up sitting my mom when she told me that she'd like a grandson. I ended up sitting her down to make her understand why I will not be able to do that. As much as Nam is feel right for me, and I'll actually feel good with my mom can actually hold my son or my daughter as Andlenzake and all of that. It will feel great. But now I'm not about feelings, because feelings are temporary. It will feel great now, and then when time comes,
what happens in the long run?
What happens in the long run, exactly? And then she's gonna pass away because she's old.
Sure.
She's gonna pass away, and then me now I'm stuck with this for the rest of my life. And utologuti, I didn't even make a good choice of the person that I'm going to have a kid
with.
So now I'm stuck with that for the rest of my life. So I've literally just made my life miserable for the sake of just feeling good for that time.
So in that case, then it would be a situation where our parents then are the ones pressing the matter of us actually having those kids.
Yeah.
That would be the case.
And
But
you
now-
can't blame them.
I mean, you can't, because at some point all the kids leave the house and and then they long for that feeling of raising someone again.
They get
you know,
bored
and I think that's when it comes to that point. You would like. You know, those kind of things, like when am I getting a grandkid or a granddaughter or grandson, you know, those kind of things. But I feel like even with family planning, I feel like some people only really get off their behinds, off their asses when they have that kid.
Yeah.
So it becomes a point where, let's say, before they had that kid, it was just them being happy-go-lucky. And so baphila nje. Baphila nje, because they have no one else to actually sustain or to actually like put bread on the table for. But the minute that kid actually lands, then it's a whole new world. Now there is actually something to live for.
Yeah.
Young so
There's a
and
whole new
it's
character. There's
like
a whole
everything
new
just
character,
changes. Even the way they view the world changes.
Changes.
There's
Yeah.
a new
the
character.
way you actually like the way you channel what is important and what is not important changes. You know, you might even become a totally different person with maybe now you don't even feel the need to splurge on certain things, like maybe going out or whatever the case is, but now your sole focus is on raising this newborn baby, you know. But I feel in that need, or in that shift where you're now being changed because of this newborn, I feel like it's better to actually make those choices knowing that you were the one that actually initiated it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
See,
so
that's one thing I can put on top of what you just said. Uguti, I am not against having kids.
Yeah.
But I'm against having kids in an unplanned manner.
Exactly.
I'm very much against that. Yes, it's beautiful to have children. It's our primal background to feel good, to hold an infant, to
raise them, see them grow.
Yeah,
See
to
them
see them
evolve.
grow. William last, angazi ukuthi niyibhekile this last episode yakhe no MacG. Yeah, he was talking about his kid.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling to look at your kid and be like,
say,
those are my balls.
That's my nuts.
Those are my nuts.
That's my nuts.
It's a good feeling, dog. It's a good feeling. Yeah, right. It's a good feeling, and you that's funny as fuck. I'm like, that nigga is crazy. That nigga is crazy. But yeah, he was talking the truth. It's part of us as human beings to actually fulfill that before we actually die. Okay, I've left something on this
earth. Yeah.
So there's 3 things that a man should leave behind when he dies: a book, a tree, and a son. Those are the things that will continue to live when he dies. Not specifically a son, it could be a daughter, but those are the 3 things.
Offspring.
An offspring. So that's the 3 things that will live on after someone dies. And you as well, knowing that you've actually left something, it actually makes you
Fulfilled.
Yeah.
In a way.
Peaceful death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knowing that you've actually left something that's gonna have an impact that you don't know what kind of impact it is.
What it is.
So that's what life is about. But let's avoid just making babies all over the place for the sake of it and being irresponsible.
It's being irresponsible.
Let's
Basically,
the precautions
I don't
having sex.
I don't think it's having babies for the fun of it. I think it's just being it's just being irresponsible.
It's just
when
being irresponsible,
we bring it down to the most simplest terms, it's just being irresponsible. Because as I said, we all aware, dog. You know that moment when you're about to climax. You know it, dog. So what is stopping you then? The question is, what is stopping you from actually escaping that, and just sacrificing that second of pleasure, just sacrificing that, because you're not in the state of actually taking care of whatever you're trying to make.
Sure.
Because that moment is only meant for making. It's for procreation. That's the only thing that moment is meant for, and nothing else. So if we are not ready for it, then why are we so glued on just that final moment?
Yeah.
If we are not ready for, why are we then so focused on just having that final moment?
And with social media, Joe, there are parents who have actually shared their experiences with you know what? I love my son with my whole heart. I love my daughter with my entire being. But my life is fucked up right now.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. We should be admitting to this thing. Life is precious.
True.
Let's acknowledge that. But let's also acknowledge the fact that we were not expecting to have that life right now. And that life right now that we have is fucking our lives over. And it's very good to teach other people who don't have kids. If you are not ready for a kid financially, spiritually, or be it physically, just don't.
Don't, bro. Don't.
Just don't. And don't tell people that you should, Tina, we had kids earlier, bona manje, Tina, we are working, and then we are relaxing.
If you had to go home, no kid. Like, what are we trying to measure? Are we measuring
the success of your success is being measured?
Yeah, it seems
with the amount of
kids you have.
With the amount of kids we have. And among checker, in the ebuhlungu kakhulu ukuthi, as much as having the pressure ukuthi, we have to have kids. and the way by praise and because now he's being praised. Having a kid is like
it's an accomplishment.
It's a successful.
Yeah, it's an accomplishment.
It's like one of those steps to say, "Good, I have achieved."
Yeah,
so much. So much. We are born with it. If now it's going to see push and as among families, among society, then from there we're taking that to social media platform. Then taking that to a social media platform, we're taking that to the world. Then what do we do? We're saying, let's go have kids. Now we find a 14-year-old child, she get pregnant. What do? They go there and read it. Sure, it's so precious to have a kid. Look at how they felt. Like having a kid, you're able to feel in control. You're able to be connected to someone. Young child. So zonke lezi zinto lezi ayifile. That's why sikazithi we understand the fact that uthi mncane akakhona ka-40 umntwana. But lezi zinto lezi asibonile lapha sithini kuyi. Let me have the kid.
On a very subconscious level. It's not conscious. It's on a very subconscious. Look at it right now. Sningning last year, I think late last year, more statistics about
teenage
matriculants. Teenage pregnancy. And everyone was sad in the country. Everyone was sharing that, saying, "Yo, South Africans, we could do better than this, whatever." But who raised those children? It's us on social media. True. Each and every one of us who are participating on social media, and each and every one of us who are having a contribution into the knowledge that we are sharing and the things that we are hyping up. It's us. We are responsible. We are responsible and very responsible for the type of society that is going to come up after in the next 10 years or after us. We are very responsible for that. These kids are not taking these things from the streets. We are the people in the streets giving these kids the knowledge that they have today, the habits that they have today. So we can't blame anyone. We can't say it's TV. We are the ones hyping
We the
up
TV, bro.
We are the TV for them. They are taking everything from us. So we are responsible.
We the TV, bro.
So we should be able to sit with our children. We should be able to sit Tina.
Amongst each other.
Uguti. Having children, it feels good, sure. And we can't put age when it comes to having children. But we should be looking at the well-being of a person, how ready they are financially, spiritually, and emotionally. And most especially.
And don't trap guys into actually having kids. Like
that shit never works.
No, but it does, bro. Like, it might not work in the sense of having a co-parenting type of situation, but it does happen where one party actually traps the other in a way where it's okay, now I'm pregnant, you know. Unfortunately, this is reality, you know. There's cases where a female can come up to the male party and say, "Yo, I'm pregnant," and then obviously the guy's not ready. Neither is the woman, you know, but she did it just so that the guy can stay in this relationship. But now the only thing that is causing is only more turmoil, because now no one is clashing him.
And
you know,
we don't understand how
blood is boiling. Blood is boiling, but now the kid has to suffer. That's the problem.
And we don't understand. We don't understand how much shit children who are dad deprived go through.
None, bro.
Children who are mom deprived go through. We don't understand that. We always think that I'm gonna do best. But it's in our society, it's usually kids that are dad deprived. Whether the nigga ran because he wasn't ready, or the nigga can't face whatever shit that the baby mama is putting up. So for whatever reasons, I don't know, I won't comment on that.
He left
because for whatever reasons that the guy is not there, we don't understand how much that affects the child. It's just a lot, and I think we need an episode where we can dedicate that. To dedicate
it can go
one
on
parent deprived children that are raised by a single parent, whether it's a mother or a father. And there's someone who once challenged the term single parent. Can you be a parent if ever you're single?
I mean, what is a parent? It's a collective.
It's a collective, yeah.
So it's a couple.
Yeah.
So you can't be a parent on your own.
You can't be a collective on your own.
But, I mean, if we are then to actually like tackle that parent term, is that whoever it is, whether it be the father or the mother, they have to play two roles.
But they can't successfully do that.
They can't, but they're forced to now be both roles. Yeah. Whether you're raising a daughter or a son, you have to be both. You have to be both.
Yeah.
Most cases, it's harder for, I would think, for a father to raise a daughter.
Yeah.
Because girls go through their own phases, which we can't explain as guys, but they would know. And if I had to now put myself in a father's shoes, and now I'm here raising a teenager daughter.
Yeah.
There's things I don't understand. They go through phases, bro. There's puberty, there's all these menstrual cycles, there's all these other things that come into that. How me as a father then do I tap into that? Obviously I now have to dig into my mother instincts. Yeah. So I understand now you're playing both roles. So I think then if that's the case, if you're tapping into being a mother and a father, then you have every right to then be called a single parent.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But hey man, this conversation can go on for long. I think that whole single parent topic should be a thing for
where we can also have like single mothers.
Conversations
on our chairs
on the panel and hear what they have to say,
Yeah.
But otherwise,
man. I think our conclusion is that we're not against having children.
No, not at all.
Children are beautiful, and we should be having children.
Yeah.
We should be reproducing. We should actually leave a contribution into the society and the world. We owe it to this universe to leave something. You should leave part of your DNA. Like when I think of the amount of shit that goes through my head and my genes generally, I feel like I owe it to the universe to leave something of mine here. And I think it goes the same with everyone.
True.
And the most important thing right now is to check whether are you in the right space in all aspects to leave
something behind.
That thing behind. Yeah.
So
as we always say, take care of yourselves.
Take care of it.
Take care of each other.
Take care
of your pockets. This is the Empty Street Podcast, and we signing out.
Cheers.
I hope it comes out properly.